Hello, welcome, and thank you for taking the time out to hear this policy on moving towards a hybrid work model. I am going to just jump right in. So what we have seen is growth in our company, both in terms of revenue as well as in headcount. And unfortunately, we've also seen about a quarterly average of 15% increase in headcount turnover. And our internal surveys that we've conducted have shown that we have lost some of our talent because they have felt isolated, disconnected, kind of a lack of team cohesion because of our current 100% remote working environment that has been caused due to the recent pandemic. So what I'd like to propose as a solution to that problem is to move to a hybrid work model. So that would consist of employees coming into the office 3 days per week and working in office, and giving them 2 days per week to allow them to continue working from home. So just a few reasons that this is going to benefit our company is one, it's going to help us build and grow our company culture. Two, it's going to help us all manage our time better. And three, it's going to help us all have more networking opportunities to get back, together. So I'd like to quote the CEO of one of the world's leading financial institutions, Jane Fraser of Citibank. And on her LinkedIn page, she talks about returning to work as being beneficial, and she feels that we are better together. And I truly believe that as well. So with that being said, my first point is that by bringing us back together, we're going to help continue to grow our company culture. And that's just more difficult to do when we're apart, right? So Bassam Kayado states on Business News Daily that a flexible work model brings out a rewarding work culture. And that oftentimes is more rewarding than compensation even. So this is something that we want to do to attract and retain our talent once we get it. So not only is increased company culture important, but returning to office will help us manage our time better. So being in the office a few days a week is going to help us all have kind of a set structure in place to manage deliverables during set working hours and in a designated workspace free of distractions, unlike home, right? And sometimes we work too many hours when we're at home. So this will help us on that end as well. So we've talked about culture, we've talked about time management. I want to touch base on networking opportunities, number 3. So one thing that just seems harder to do in a virtual environment is networking. The reason I say that is because a virtual environment is more difficult. We're not getting honest and immediate feedback. We're unable to read people's body language. It's harder to showcase our personalities and build relationships with people. So bringing us back in office a few days a week is going to help with that as well. And I think it's important to focus on building better relationships, right? So Ravi Shukul says it perfectly on an article on postplanner.com, right? He says you really need that human connection and that it helps to feed off of each other's passions and energies. So I've talked about some of the benefits, right? And I am aware that there's going to be some that are resistant to this change. Some may see it as inflexible, although I would argue that we still are giving our employees the option of 2 days per week so that they can plan accordingly to work remotely and not have to come into the office all 5 days. Some are not going to want to do the commute, which I'm, fully aware of. And this is something that is understandable and will add time to people's schedules, but I think it's important, all the other benefits that kind of outweigh the negatives for this situation. The third other item that people may be kind of wary about is the fact that they're going to be exposed to illness. So with this model, if somebody is feeling unwell, they would still, of course, have the ability to work from home, and we would also continue to have on-site medical staff in our building to monitor anybody that's feeling unwell. So just a quick review of the 3 main points. So 1, we want to help build and continue to grow our company culture to retain our talent and to decrease the turnover problem. 2, we want to be able to manage our time better. We want to come into the office, have team meetings, see people face to face. And 3, give us the ability to network together, right? To build those human relationships. So by implementing this policy, I think we can accomplish all of these things together, work towards improving our human resource policies, continue to grow this company and move it toward the right direction to bring success for us all. So I urge you to consider implementing this policy, and so that we can begin implementation and start working better together. Thank you.